You saw that right off the top. A video the other day saying, I get it. He embraced a union leader, makes what he considered to be a joke, and then after, I think we have it, the former vice president calling some children up on stage for hugs and handshakes, did it again.
By the way, he gave me permission to touch him.
I talked to a lot of people around the vice president. He doesn't think he's done anything wrong. He says he welcomes a character debate, but he says he gets it. He doesn't get it if he's not understanding the women think their space was violated, that they were disrespected. They're not going to find that funny.
You say the word disrespect. So earlier in that speech, he was talking about how people treat blue-collar workers, how they treat wait staff. He said, it matters how we treat people. Exactly. It matters how these women feel. It matters if they feel like they were disrespected by the vice president or the former vice president. That's what matters here. And his jokes today run counter to that web video. And there's no other way to see that.
And there's the issue of respect, and then there's another conversation Democrats often have about Joe Biden. Who can say, unlike anybody else in this campaign, I'm tested on the national stage. Unlike any other Democrat out here, I've been the vice president of the United States. I have the experience to go up against Trump. He can make that argument. But then there's the argument, does he have the discipline? He had to know walking onto that stage the moment. And then he makes what he considers to be a joke, which I suspect a lot of other people, especially the women involved here, are going to find offensive.
Yeah, John, I think you're getting at the fact that the touching issue is far from Biden's only problem. He's run for president several times and hasn't been successful at it. Democrats generally don't run candidates who have run, or don't nominate candidates who have run before. They haven't done that for a long time. It's very telling that Barack Obama is not backing his former vice president. Instead, Obama and his former aides have been very warm towards Beto O'Rourke. And finally, the lack of discipline. I think there's a time for jokes and there's a time for seriousness. And I think a year from now, had Biden spent a year shaking people's hands and showing that he recognizes it's a new era where we don't hug everybody we meet or rub people's shoulders casually, I think you could make a joke about it. It would be okay, given that I think there's a distinction between inappropriate shoulder rubbing and rape, which is some of what we've seen in the Me Too movement. Joking about it a year from now, after modifying your behavior, would be okay, but joking about it 2 days after you put out the video seems a little too soon and politically tone deaf.
In terms of similarities with the president, I think obviously the lack of discipline is one thing we're seeing, but also the big question whether or not Biden can go beyond his base. And that is obviously also a question we've seen come up with the president. Can they go beyond the white white male union worker voters that they're trying to court? And, this type of joking might not get them there.